Hello, my name is Roy Durantes, and I'm a journalist and video producer from Imperial County. I want to make this video to share with you my experience with COVID-19, how I got infected, how my illness was, my symptoms, what I learned from it, and what I want to tell you in order for you to protect yourself. I got infected towards the end of May. I would say that on day one of my infection, it was towards the end of May, on day one, I was with a group of people and we kind of let our guards down. We were among friends, and so we took our masks off and we started talking and we got close to each other. And it was not till days later that we found out that one of those persons was had tested positive for the virus. Well, that was day one. 7 days went by and I didn't have any symptoms, and I thought, because I was told by one of the guys that was at the meeting that one of them had tested positive, so we were all watching ourselves. Some of them got sick. Well, 7 days went by and I didn't feel anything, so I thought I was out of the woods. But on day 8, I began to feel fatigue. I began to feel extremely tired. And I also began to feel pain on the lower part of my back, which eventually the pain grew to all of my back and my chest as well. And then I began to feel other symptoms. Now, the doctors say that the symptoms after exposure might not manifest till about 2 to 14 days. So I was within that range. I began to medicate myself. I began to do all the home remedies, the tea with the lemon, all of those things, the pills for the pain. I was self-medicating. Trying to do my best to not get any sicker. But very soon I began to feel a fever, very, very hard. It knocked me out. I had a fever that would travel from my head to my chest, to my back, to my legs, to the bottom of my feet. And then it would come back. It was like a traveling storm of fever all over my body. It really weakened me. I was extremely weak. I could not walk. I could not go to the kitchen to fix myself food. I had a terrible headache. I had terrible pain all over my body. It felt like something was grinding me, my back, my front, and I was just laying there throughout all this time. Now, some people have asked me if I recorded myself while I was sick. And at first I was offended by that question, but they just don't understand. Let me explain. When you're alone in your room, because I live alone, I live by myself. When you're alone in your room at night and you have this horrible fever and a terrible headache and your body feels like it's going to just, crumble in pain, and you can't feel your legs because they seem to disconnect. The last thing you think about is filming yourself for a video or a movie. That's the last thing on your mind. You just want to survive. On day 15 of my illness, I did something that I, would not have thought about. I reached out for help. I was so sick, and I belong to these a variety of groups online. And so I reached out to one of those groups and I said, guys, I'm extremely sick. I feel like I'm dying. I need some prayer. And something extraordinary happened because of that. These people, they began to reach out, and on day 16, something extraordinary happened. It was in the middle of the night, and I remember I received a call from a pastor in Hawaii. And he said, Roy, I do not know you and you do not know me. He said, but we have a mutual friend and they have asked me to pray for you. He said, may I pray for you over the phone for a miracle? Hey, I'm there on my bed. I'm dying. I say, yes, please pray for me. I'll take anything right now. And so the pastor from Hawaii begins to pray for me for a miracle. And at that very moment, there's another call coming in. And I looked at the call and I tell the pastor, I say, Pastor, I think the miracle is happening right now. There's a doctor calling me on the other line. So he hangs up. I answer the call from Dr. Vo, and Dr. Vo says, Roy, I understand you're sick. I can help you. So I told him my symptoms. I told him exactly. He asked me about my medical history. I told him, I'm usually a very healthy guy. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I'm not overweight, I eat a lot of vegetables. So I shared all of that with the doctor. The very next day, he arranged for me to have my test and also to have medicine right away. He started me treatment right away. He wasn't gonna wait for the test. He knew what I had and I knew what I had. So right away, he gave me the medicine that I needed according to my symptoms and according to my body. Now that's why I'm making this video, because I see a big danger. A lot of people are self-medicating out there. They hear of this medicine, they hear of that medicine, and they buy that medicine thinking that it's one size fits all. And it's not like that at all. I learned recently that a guy from Mexicali was taking the exact same medicine that I was taking. They had learned that it was good, so they bought it. The exact same thing I was taking, and it killed him. He had a cardiac arrest. One size does not fit all people. You must not self-medicate. You must ask your doctor, and he will prescribe what you need according to your symptoms and according to your body, your medical history, etc. And on day 3, after I began to take the medicine, the fever broke, and I began to feel well again. I could hardly breathe while I was sick. I was breathing like at 40%. And my breath started to come back slowly but surely. Right now, I'm on day 34 of my experience. I feel a lot better. I have no more symptoms. I just have a slight cough, a slight dryness on the throat, but that's it. I just want to impress on you the need, the necessity for you to wear your mask, because maybe you are infected and you don't know. And maybe you're asymptomatic. By wearing a mask, you protect others. And by wearing a mask, you might protect yourself from getting infected from others. So we must watch these important practices. Social distancing, washing of the hands. Those are things that people do when they value the life of others. If you see anybody refusing to wear a mask, it's probably because they do not value or respect the life of others, and that is a shame. Again, do not self-medicate. Please consult the doctor if you have any symptoms. Do not wait like I did. Do not wait. Go and consult the doctor. Do not self-medicate. When it comes to medicine, one size does not fit all. I'm no expert. These comments are just my own. They are just my opinion. I'm no expert. I defer that to the medical authorities. But I know one thing. We must protect ourselves, and we must protect others also. Wear the mask, wash your hands, social distancing. Again, thank you so much to all of you who were messaging me, but I was too weak and too sick to answer. But I see your messages, and I thank you. I'm Roy Durantes in Imperial County.